At 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday in November, Air Traffic Controller Marcus Webb received a distress call from Flight 2291. The pilot's voice was calm, but clipped. He reported loss of cabin pressure at altitude. He requested priority clearance to descend. Marcus gave it immediately, guided the aircraft down through cloud cover, watched the transponder signal track steadily to the runway. Flight 2291 landed safely at 11:58 p.m. Marcus logged the incident, filed his report, and went home at the end of his shift at 2 a.m. At 6 a.m., his supervisor called him in. Flight 2291 had landed safely at its destination airport at 11:43 p.m., 4 minutes before Marcus had received the distress call. The aircraft was already at the gate. The passengers had already disembarked. The crew had already cleared customs. The transponder code Marcus had tracked across the sky matched Flight 2291 exactly. But Flight 2291 had not been in the air. The aircraft's maintenance logs confirmed it had been stationary at the gate from 11:15 p.m. onward. The cockpit voice recorder showed no transmissions after landing. The pilot Marcus had spoken to, a man who had identified himself by name, used the correct call signs, recited the correct passenger count, had no record of making any transmission that night. The audio recording from Marcus's shift captured his side of the conversation clearly. The other side was static. Aviation investigators reviewed the transponder data. The signal that Marcus had tracked, a smooth, correct descent into the runway, all headings and altitudes logged perfectly, came from a transponder broadcasting an active squawk code that should have been dormant since landing, a transponder that no one had turned on. The investigation lasted 11 months. Several explanations were considered. Transponder spoofing was examined, the deliberate broadcast of false aircraft identification signals, a known security vulnerability. But spoofing at that precision, on a live ATC frequency, matching a real flight's credentials in real time, required inside knowledge that investigators were never able to trace to any individual or organization. The second explanation was electromagnetic interference causing signal reflection. A ghost echo of Flight 2291's earlier approach somehow replayed hours later. Engineers ran the atmospheric data from that evening. The conditions weren't right. The reflection model didn't hold. Marcus was cleared of any procedural error. His responses had been correct throughout. He had done exactly what a controller should do when a pilot declares a pressure emergency. The problem was that there was no pilot. He left aviation 3 months after the investigation closed. In an interview given to an aviation safety publication the following year, he was asked whether he believed the voice he had heard was real. He paused for several seconds before answering. "I've played back the recording 100 times. I know what I heard. The voice was calm. The pilot knew exactly what he was doing. He knew the correct procedures. He knew the flight number. He knew everything he should have known." He paused again. Whatever was on that frequency knew how to land a plane. The case remains classified as an unresolved ATC anomaly. Flight 2291 still operates that route. The pilots who fly it now don't know about the recording. Marcus has never listened to it again.